cities and
Yes. There is a lot of...
They really use very high energy sources.
Yes, the project appointed four main entities: the El Nasr company, Gaza, in Alexandria, the Arab Organization for Industrialization, Helal, the Benha military engineering production, and El Basariyat, the optoelectronics factory, going to the military. And those four main entities will collaborate with other private sectors and public sector smaller entities to form an alliance to produce the LED locally here.
Yes, and that's going to be the beginning, so we're not going to be importing LED from the beginning.
In the start, we need to add few millions to the grid to just ease the coming...
When are we going to start? When are we going to start importing these?
Actually, the process started already, and there is 10 and 10, about 25 million bulbs will be introduced.
And are you optimistic about it?
To some extent. To some extent.
So let's start.
Let's start on the right track, and if there is some deviation from the, we can correct it. But there is, for the first time, we have a real political will.
But what would be the challenges? What would be the challenges in this first phase?
The challenge,
quality maybe of the bulbs.
Actually, there is a strong technical team for this, with people that experience, manufacturing experience abroad, not in Egypt, and we are participating in the project. And myself, I'm the chairman of GE Lighting Control in Hong Kong, and I'm producing.
So you're building the quality assessment for the bulbs.
So there is no threat about quality. There is no challenges about this, but the real challenge is distribution and the use and the mass distribution in shorter time, because summer is coming and we don't have the fantasy of time.
Of course, there's a lot of awareness behind it for the people, because if I'm having a bulb that is working, why would I replace it with a new one and pay for it? So that's the challenge.
Actually, the cost of electricity, this will force you to move.
And this is what what Sharif is saying now. How are you going to make these people aware of? How are we going to work on the awareness of those people, or there are people that need to be aware of what's happening and how it's happening?
Totally agree, and I think we need a lot of campaigns, a lot of concentrated campaigns, a lot of media work about these projects.
Do you have a financial ability for those campaigns and for making these people understand what's going on around?
Actually, I was fighting to do this project since 2004. Let's see the project this way. We are subsidizing the electric bill for last year 29 billion every year. If we have to pay this amount of money, why don't we deduct some of those money and invest in producing those lamps? Give them to the people even for free, like Cuba did. And this action will cut our bill by more than 20%. It means within less than 1 year, we're going to pay for the whole project. And we will have a lot of savings later on. So the project is very visible, and for the first time, as I mentioned, we have a real active, positive political will, not just talks. But the way we are seeing President Sisi going to Abu Dhabi, giving the speech about renewable energy and opportunities and challenges and opportunities in Egypt, the ways of today talking in Davos about the huge opportunities in investing in energy in Egypt, I think he's marketing Egypt in a very active, positive way.
Yeah, you see a strong, proud Egyptian man fighting for the country.
I think we all fight for the new Egypt that we all love, and we are ready to do all our best to make it as beautiful as we all wish.
So finally, since you're kind of within the kitchen, what is your expectations for the upcoming, summer with the energy resources, water, electricity. Your expectation, what is going to be happening?
Okay.
You mean the electricity cut off that we went through last summer?
We're going to have some difficulties, this is for sure.
Again,
not like last year, because yes, a lot of moves has been taken, yeah. But we're going to have some cuts. I wish by 2016 will be better. We are adding new stations, 3,500 mega. This will ease the situation. I hope the continuous flow of fuel that was one of the challenges in the last year is being corrected already. So we will have some cuts, but not as hard as last year.
Engineer Mohamed Helmy, thank you so much for this very interesting topic that thank you very much for having you on Nile Cruise today. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and thank you for letting us to know more about energy and energy sources in Egypt and means of challenging and means of enhancing what's going on in the country. Thank you so much for being with us.
Pleasure of mine.
Pleasure to have you. And this upcoming story will be interactive cinema known in the world, but unknown to Egypt adequately, that began to spread recently in the context of documentary film, which includes the so-called newspaper Egypt Cinematic or Encyclopedia Egypt film, which deals with the most famous Egyptian personalities in various fields, and the final report of a single interactive cinema offers in Egypt with Mohamed Abdurrahman.
Interactive cinema is a different kind of cinema, where the viewer's role is not only to watch. Watching those films is not the only role of a viewer, yet he participates in the sequel film events by conducting a simple voting process for the next step. For example, the key figure in the events, the direction of this type of cinema, has not spread to that image in Egypt after, but labeled no to have in other where they are filming the reactions of the audience and comments after the presentation and display recently at one of the film's Cairo atelier belong to this kind of cinema. A film opens leader for cinema writer Shafia Shabri.
أما الفيلم اللي بيعرض اليوم فهو فيلم يتامى الزعيم، ويتامى الزعيم فيلم بيعرض
Film Authors Leader deals with the history of Egypt on the extension of the 20th century and is one of the encyclopedia of the century films in Egypt, and 1 hour and a half was not presented by the overview but displays in small offers within what is known as interactive cinema. This type of film is called cinema author and carried out by one person's vision and consistent with that vision and that kind of cinema. It's also called direct one, and this type can accommodate all kinds of drama and tragedy and also visual composition.
النوع ده من السينما بيطلق عليه سينما المؤلف.
Many participated in this film. Large number of personalities including Helmy Murad, Fathi Radwan, Caesar Nabarawi, Angie Aflatun, President Mohammed Mujib, Khalid Muhyiddin, Yusuf Idris, Abu Saif Yusuf, Mustafa Nahas, Ibrahim al-Basu'i, and a long list of the 20th century leaders like Gandhi of India, De Valera of Ireland, and others. The film also includes some scenes from Egyptian movies dealing with this part of history, modern Egyptian history, such as Mustafa Kamel and Din al-Asrain.